What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is my review and breakdown for the Chucky TV series season finale. Season 1 is finished, and yesterday, before this premiered, they announced that a season 2 is coming in 2022, which is fantastic. I've loved this season. I think the writing, the directing, the performances, everything has been pretty solid. I've enjoyed it since episode 1 to episode 8, and this finale was not a letdown whatsoever. It's unbelievable, after 30 years they can bring this modern feel to the franchise with the same writers involved, the same talent involved. So fantastic job to everyone involved. Don Mancini, the creator, big ups. Great stuff. I really enjoyed this and I cannot wait for season 2. And it makes me want to revisit the old movies and watch them and follow this journey to the TV series because it's awesome. 30 years this franchise has been going. But let's get into this breakdown. We open up with Andy showing up at Junior's house, hunting down the Chucky dolls. And there was a funny moment between Junior and Chucky here where they comment about Andy's height, which was very, very funny. Andy shows up here. He wants to find the Chucky dolls. He wants to kill them all off because this has been part of his life for the last 30 years, ever since the first movie. He goes into the house. He looks for Chucky. He can't find him. Junior thinks that Chucky's going to jump out at any time and just kill Andy, but he doesn't. He's hiding in the toilet. Andy leaves. And it was funny here because Chucky kind of commented on certain elements where he was killed off in the past by being on fire, by being put into a fan, different things like that. And I like how Chucky's a little bit afraid of Andy as well because Andy has killed him so many times and he knows how to get at Chucky. But back at Lexi's house, we have the doll that Jake brought from the bus station, which has come to life now thanks to Chucky's new spell. But his head gets blown off before he can attack the kids. Jake and Lexi were pretty scared, but Kyle showed up to save the day. Remember, in the last episode, Andy left Kyle behind at the gas station because he didn't want her involved anymore because she has a family and he doesn't want her to die. But she explains the kind of story of Chucky and what he's doing, that he can only go from good guy doll to good guy doll, and that he has this big master plan. But she drugs them so they don't get involved, so they won't get killed by Chucky. Charles Lee Ray is about to kill Tiffany in Nika's body because Tiffany is obsessed with Nika and doesn't really want to be around Charles Lee Ray anymore. But before Charles Lee Ray can kill Tiffany, the Chucky doll shows up with Junior and tells him to stop. And we got a sweet moment between the Chucky doll and Tiffany back together again. Then we got the main Chucky doll meeting the rest of the Chucky dolls that have Charles Lee Ray's soul in them. And we got a very funny moment here where some of the Chucky dolls are asking the main Chucky doll some questions. Is there an age limit on the people that we can kill? And Chucky's like, yeah, no children. No children over the age of 5 or 6. And then one of them asked, what about twins? They can gang up on us that way. So that was very, very funny there. I love that. And all the Chucky dolls just started laughing together then. Tiffany's outside with the delivery driver who has picked up the Chucky doll and he goes on his way. But back in the house then we have Charles Lee Ray in Nika's body and in the Chucky body talking, having a good time together. But then Tiffany is a little bit jealous at this and she has a go at Chucky about how he's so self-obsessed and things like that. Tiffany gets upset and slaps Charles Lee Ray in Nika's body, but then Nika reappears. Chucky apologizes to Tiffany and he wants Tiffany to kill Nika, but remember, Tiffany really likes Nika and doesn't want to do it. Then Chucky tells Junior to do it, and just before Junior can kill Nika, Tiffany jumps over and then slices and cuts off Chucky's head because she's just pissed off at him so much. But then again, she's doing this plan for Chucky even after this scene. She still wants this plan done for some reason. But then Tiffany reveals to Chucky the reason he was captured and caught by the police back at the original Child's Play is because she called the detective. So Chucky is obviously pissed off at that. But they leave, they get into the car, and Junior has brought a Chucky doll with him. He seems to be very obsessed with Chucky right now and wants to be a killer just like him. But Tiffany leaves a trap. If you open the door, an explosive will go off, which happens later in the episode. But we have the Chucky doll beheaded and he gets his body to get up to go over and kill Devin. But Andy shows up just in time, smashing the body, and then, threatens Chucky that he'll burn his head alive if he doesn't tell him where all the Chucky dolls are going, but Chucky refuses. Kyle shows up and opens the door, which sets off this explosion and we think is the death of Kyle, Andy, and Devin, which is pretty sad. And throughout this episode, I was like, please don't kill off Andy, please. He's such a great legacy character. I want Andy to be around when the character's 80 years old talking about Chucky. I really want that. But then we have Lexi and we have Jake. They wake up after being drugged by Kyle. They look at their phones and they see that the house Devin was in has exploded, and they think that Devin is dead. So Jake goes to Devin's house to mourn him, but he finds out that Devin is actually alive. They share a kiss, and that was a pretty sweet moment between those two characters. But back at the charity event created by Lexi's mom, we've got a crowd. They're getting ready to watch Frankenstein, but the celebrity guest is no other than Tiffany. So that's pretty awesome. But Lexi is baited into the theater by Junior and the Chucky doll, but Tiffany is there. She's a celebrity guest. She has a good guy doll, and the big master plan is to send the rest of the good guy dolls all across America to sick children. So this is Chucky's master plan to take over America. Pretty messed up. But she also gives a good guy doll to Caroline, who loves the Chucky doll. So this is a messed up plan, and we get to see inside the theater that it was a trick by Junior and Chucky to bring Lexi in and to kill her. But watching the film beside Caroline is Chucky as well. A pretty funny moment here where he says, "This is my favorite scene," where Frankenstein puts the little girl into the water. But Chucky goes underneath the seats and is knifing people from underneath, which is just a gruesome thought, and he kills Lexi and Caroline's dad. And it's kind of messed up here because Lexi's mom is kind of giving her husband some popcorn, but there's blood coming out of his mouth. She doesn't realize, and then she's eating the popcorn with the blood on it before she realizes and then screams. And everybody gets up because Chucky is knifing them from underneath the seats and just causes chaos. But then everybody leaves. We're left with Chucky. Jake shows up. Devin shows up. They get Caroline out of there. But then we have the face-off between Chucky and between Jake, which was pretty awesome. And Jake's like, "This doesn't make sense, how are you so strong?" But back to behind the theater screen, Chucky wants Junior to kill Lexi, but he won't do it. He runs over and stabs Chucky in the chest, but Chucky also got him and Junior has died. And he told Lexi, "Tell everybody I'm sorry." Then we have an awesome sequence here between Chucky and Jake where, Chucky's saying, "I was always there for you. I killed your dad for you. You liked it. He would have never accepted you being gay." And Jake's like, he would have. He never got the chance to. Once he met Devin, he would have understood and would have been there for me. And Chucky is like, "Well, that's a bit gay, isn't it?" That was very funny. I really enjoyed that. Awesome sequence. And then Jake kind of gives it to Chucky by squeezing his head, and Chucky's eyes just pop out of his head, killing this Chucky doll. So that was awesome. Pretty satisfying seeing Jake kill Chucky standing up for his boyfriend. Outside of the theater, we have Tiffany telling the delivery driver not to be late, who was bringing the Chucky dolls to the airport to spread them all across America. But Andy shows up, knocks out the truck driver, takes the truck, and is driving it away, giving Tiffany the middle finger. But on his journey, he is in big trouble because the Tiffany doll shows up. Awesome stuff. This was just brilliant, and it looks like Tiffany's soul is in her own body but also in this doll as well. And she holds Andy to gunpoint saying, "Oh, it's nice to meet you," because these two characters never met before, which is awesome. And she tells Andy to keep driving. But then we cut to a scene with the real Tiffany, the Tiffany that's in a body, and she is talking to Nika, who she very much loves. And of course there's a problem with Nika because her soul is occupied by Charles Lee Ray as well, and it kind of comes back and forth. Charles Lee Ray shows up, she shows up, and that's kind of a problem for Tiffany because she just wants Nika. So she has to come up with a plan so Nika can't, when Charles Lee Ray appears, doesn't try to kill her. So she cuts off Nika's arms and legs. And I don't know about you guys, but I really like the character of Nika ever since she was introduced to the series a few movies ago. And I'm like, oh, come on, you're really going to leave her like this where she can't really do much? Because the character's awesome, the character's fun, great actress. Fiona Dourif, her father, voices Chucky. So, there's so much potential with this character, but now she is just... she can't do much. And I wonder what the plan is going forward for this character. She got no arms, she got no legs, and before this she was in a wheelchair. So like, I don't know what Don Mancini, the creator, has planned for the character, but I hope it's satisfying because Nika's gone through quite a lot since we met her in this franchise. Miss Fairchild has returned, obviously released by the police because it wasn't her that committed any of these murders whatsoever, but she brings Jake, Devon and Lexi to the grave of their friend Junior and of his parents, which was a pretty sad moment. But these characters have been through a lot. They've lost their parents together. They've witnessed Chucky do some terrible things. They've fought Chucky together. So these characters are very much the next generation of this franchise, very much how Kyle and Andy still are going forward, but we've got new members to add to this amazing ensemble that is facing off against Chucky. And then we have a mysterious hand on the tree. Who is this? I'm very curious. We don't know if Kyle survived or not. Andy did, Devon did, but did Kyle survive? If we don't see a dead body, then I suppose we can presume she's still alive, but it could be the detective from the original Chucky movie, Child's Play movie, because that character was referenced in this film as well. So let me know below, guys, who you think that mysterious hand is belonged to. Then, to end this season, we've got Chucky beside a fire in an armchair just chilling, and he talks to us, the audience, about this season and the number of kills he had, which he counted up to 21 kills, including the cat. So this was awesome to relive Chucky's kills throughout the series: electrocution, burning people, throwing people off the building, stabbing people. He has done the lot in this season. But going into season 2, we've got so many questions, and even Chucky tells us about some of these questions as well, because I presume they'll be wrapped up in season 2, but I can guarantee that Don Mancini has a very detailed plan for what to do with these characters going forward. We need to learn more about what is Andy doing right now with the Tiffany doll. Where are they going? What's the big plan there? Where is the Chucky doll? What's he up to now? Where is the new kind of main Chucky doll? We've also got the mystery of if Kyle's alive or not. Will we get to see some other characters from past movies appear? What about Glenn? Because in the episode, Tiffany talked about getting a gift from her children, and she said they. Now, is they in terms of a pronoun, or is they in terms of two people, her two kids? And Chucky in the series did reference Glenda, but he said his son, Glenn. So I'm wondering if Glenda has split her soul into two bodies as well, because remember, in Seed of Chucky, there was two red-headed kids, so we've yet to meet them. Maybe Miss Fairchild is one of them, I don't know. There's still more to that character, definitely, I think. But we'll have to wait for season 2, because there's so much more that can be brought into this franchise big time. But I love this season. I love this season finale. So many questions going into season 2, but it also tied up a lot of storylines. But well done to everyone involved, the cast, the crew, the directors, Don Mancini, the creator. I thought this was a very modernized version of Chucky, and it did it pretty well. I wasn't too sure at the start of the season if they could bring the aspect of blood and gore and that element to it, but they did terrifically, so that is awesome. So I'm looking forward to season 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this season, and thanks very much for coming by my channel week to week to watch my reviews and breakdown of every single episode. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you did as well. But guys, thanks for watching my review and breakdown for the season finale of Chucky season 1, and season 2 is confirmed, which is pretty awesome, and I can't wait to watch that next season and break it down with you guys. But guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Give a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, not only for reviews, but also news videos. Guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.